Oh, hello. Hello and welcome to Season 2 of Not 40 Just Blank, a podcast where we continue to take you back in time through the years and discuss all the weird and wonderful events within it, which make it so memorable for us. Each episode will find us chatting through the events, TV, news, sports, film and music of a single year, as well as the odd, funny and personal stuff that we can remember. So come and join us on our latest journey as we plough through the noughties, right here on Not 40 Just Blank. Well, howdy hody blankers, welcome to another episode of Not 40 Just Blank. So in this episode, we're kind of wrapping up our look back at the noughties, and as such, we don't have a real plan. So, to help me make sense of the decade, maybe put right some wrongs, have a chat about some memories we might have forgotten, it's only blooming Phil and Del. Good evening, my little lovelies.
Hello, James. How are you?
I'm very well, Richard. Yourself? The family well?
Very good, thank you.
That's a
Just
strong
asking.
comment, though. Makes sense. I don't think we're going to make any sense.
I mean, we say we're going
That's
to
a
make
good
sense of
statement.
it. It was
Strong
quite a strong statement and probably a big fat lie that I'm going to be found out on later, but we'll try our best, Phil. That's all we can do.
Let's make sensey instead.
Let's make sense. Let's make it sexy. Let's make
Sexy sense-
sexy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's make the naughty sexy.
Okay,
we
we'll
did
try our
that by
best.
living through it. Let's be honest. So, no real plan or agenda. Let's go straight into it. Did we forget any personal weirdness from the decade?
We did.
I bet we bloody did, Del, didn't we?
Of course we did. Well, you wanted to keep it sexy, didn't you?
It depends how sexy. There's a limit to the sexy.
How about another stalking story?
Oh,
Yes.
well,
Is
in
it
that
you?
case,
It's not me.
hang on. Is it me or him?
Yeah.
It's not-
I'll go ahead then.
In that case, fire a bloody way, Del.
Yeah, okay, right. So, my stalker number 2.
Oh, you got
Yes,
stalker.
no, I had a stalker.
It's
yeah,
your
it's
stalker. I haven't had
So-
one stalker. Del's had two.
Yeah.
I know,
So this one
yeah, it's
isn't
got a bit-
Sting either.
Well, sorry,
This
mate.
one's not Sting either.
It's not Sting, no. It does sting, but
So
it's not Sting.
So it's not the weird kid that lived next door that invited you to play tennis.
It's not, no.
It's another stalker.
It's another stalker.
Okay. Well, we're sitting comfortably. Tell us your stalky story.
My stalky story is a Ladbrokes cashier, right? So the gambling company Ladbrokes, I used to be, so I like to gamble. It was never a problem. Never a
problem.
shaky hands, sort of tiny little pens, pretending they're, don't know.
Like you were a giant or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, basically.
But you
that's a different
enjoyed
problem.
the
That's another
occasional
problem.
flutter.
I did,
Yeah,
and I used to
that's
go
fair
in there, put my boxing bets and stuff like that.
But
and
when the
there
fun
was-
stopped, you stopped.
Exactly. But you try telling this lady, the cashier, who's... Do I keep her name safe? Fuck it.
I doubt she's listening, but go on. Phil.
We call her Carol for this.
Let's
sake.
call
We
her Carol.
we call
Cashier
her
Carol.
Cashier Carol. And so I used to go in there, place my bets in, and then there's this girl in there who always used to say girl. She was a woman. So bearing in mind, I was like...
So what age are you at this point?
So late 20s, 30s, I think we're coming up to. So
Okay.
that sort of...
And
so
how
the
old
end
is
of
Carol?
Carol's well into her 40s, easily.
Old enough to know
Easily.
better.
So basically, she kind of she spoke like a prostitute from like Jack the Ripper times, if you can kind of sort of like
Oh,
a
right, okay.
Nancy
All
from
right,
like
darling, do you
Yeah.
fancy a bit of slap and tickle?
basically,
That
yeah.
sort of,
And she looked like the comedian Ed Byrne. So,
okay,
like,
with the long hair.
with the long hair. So kind of like
Delightful.
you can kind of. I'm trying to get you to paint a
So this is the
picture.
better Ed Byrne.
The better Ed Byrne.
Yeah, the long hair.
Yeah. As in the one who tells jokes, not the other one's the politician, is it?
No, I was just saying, like,
said
the one with
balls, isn't it?
shorter hair was...
All right.
The
So I
one with
didn't.
shorter hair is not
You
as
seem
not
like
as
He's
attractive.
now got shorter hair.
Oh,
But
yeah,
he's
yeah.
the older 90s kind of.
Yeah,
Ed
he had
Byrne.
longer. Yeah, he had longer hair, Phil. So you can
So
take
it's the
that.
more attractive Ed Byrne.
Like
Yeah.
the lead singer
Yeah.
of the Wonder Stuff.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
look,
100%.
wasn't
Yeah.
it?
So you can update your
Imagine
posters
that.
on your
There you
wall.
go. Just replace them with Ed Byrne, you'll be fine.
But yeah, I used
Okay.
I used to go in there, place my bets, and she'd always hit on me, and it used to be becoming a little bit uncomfortable.
So you
at
were
first.
always a winner, Richie.
Always a winner. But it was the thing before, like really online sort of gambling took cold really took off, sort of thing. It was still like a bit weird. So I used to go in there, and it was my nearest one. I lived across the road in Hadley, and it was just really sort of horrible. And every time I used to tell her that I'm married, like she used to be like proper full on, as in like
this wasn't like light-hearted flirting.
No, this is like I want to do this and this to you. I want to do that, and so much so that.
Well, it's okay. So let's role play.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I am stepping away from this. It's all.
So I am you.
Right, okay, yeah.
I'm coming in to make a bet, and you're going to be Carol.
Yeah, all right.
Cashier Carol. Okay.
Go then, right.
And cue Richard Dello.
The bell. I'm walking through the door.
Hang on. The door goes.
Okay, the
Somebody
bell's
walked in.
You all right, my lovely?
Hello, Carol. How are you?
Oh, you're looking dirty and sexy tonight.
So she was straight in there. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you sent me back a bit there, but I wasn't expecting that much. But okay, yeah, thank you.
I'd ruin you, boy.
Okay, can I put a bet on, please, for the boxing
You
tonight?
can put a bet in my box if you want, darling.
The Lewis, I don't know, Holyfield fight, please. Lewis wins round 6, please.
Or is it in my box office?
I don't know. It's just on the telly.
Yeah, it's
got a couple of mates
maybe
round watching it.
maybe you can like fob off your mates and come around mine.
Yeah. No, it's an okay thing. I'm married.
Yeah.
So I just want to put the bet on, please.
I don't want marriage or commitment. I just want to be done. I just want to be done in the alley.
Is she really like that?
Yeah.
All right.
So it's like this. Like,
yeah, I'm left there. I've left the door.
He's left the door. He's left the door.
So it's like so much so that like the other cashier that worked with her used to pull her aside and like speak
Just
to her
calm
like
it
this
down,
is
love.
like
She
well over
full on, was she?
Yeah,
really?
well over the top, and
I mean, that takes customer service to a whole
new level,
doesn't it?
But like I say, I used to like tell her I'm married, and it used to go on deaf ears. It's like basically, I don't know, showing a magic.
More of a challenge.
Well, like, it's like showing a card trick to a dog, or like I don't know, telling a cat about global warming. She used to just stare at me like blankly, like yeah, what the fuck. So
wow.
But it got a bit more intense. So as
more intense than that, because that was steamy.
So one time I come back 6 o'clock, whatever. There was hardly anyone in the shop. One guy was.
This is the start of a porn film. Isn't it?
One guy. I come in. One guy just leaves. So it's just me and Carol in the shop. Yeah. All right. As I walked in,
I'd just say now I would have walked out.
she's burst into tears and told me that her dad has died. Right. So I'm like, oh, okay. So like,
You'd have to be heartless to walk out of that.
yeah, cool.
Yeah,
so I'm
of
like,
course.
kind of like consoling. Oh, okay, that's really sad for you, and sort of like, and then she was getting more and more. But I was there for about half an hour, and it was getting a little bit sort of like, okay, I've got to go now. And in the end, she locked me in the shop.
How does she do that?
How have we never?
Well, because
heard
she's got
this
security.
story?
She can do it for security for when like people lose it and stuff. So I was getting
So
a bit
she's still
panicky.
behind the glass.
Yeah. In the shop.
Yeah, in
in
the shop.
Did you hear the
tears,
door
yeah.
lock?
Yeah, it's like it's done on a buzzer. Like when you used to go, sometimes it used to be locked when you used to go in already. It was just like fucked up sort of thing. And so like again, I was speaking to her more and more, and then like sort of like she was calming down a little bit. And I was going, "Oh, did your dad die today?" And then she went, "No, he died when I was 6."
A 40-year gap. between this
so
and
it
it's
was
finally
fucking
come
weird.
out.
Yeah. So,
Wow. So had she exhausted all
the sort of-
avenues of chatting you up? That she went, I'm going to go with sympathy.
But I'm getting
My
like
dead
phone calls
dad.
from Claire. Where are you? And all stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm just in. I'll be back in a minute. And
I'm in a bookies with
it's
a woman
weird.
whose dad died 42 years ago.
But she-
that won't be long.
But she basically she let me out. But probably the worst sort of the time was I was in Morrison's. So just in the Morrison's. Jim Morrison's, yeah.
Right, yeah.
No, I was in Morrison's, the supermarket.
Oh, okay.
So I was getting a shop or whatever. I used to live around the corner from Morrison's, and
Tuesday Big Shop.
she just come up behind me and grabbed my ass, and I was like, for fuck's sake,
Goosed by Carol.
Well, like my mother-in-law Margaret, she worked in Morrison's. It's just awkward as fuck. And I used to tell her like, I can't.
That'd have been a hell of a
So
Christmas
what are you
dinner, wouldn't
doing?
it?
I just like what you feel you can just grab me and all that. It was so fun. I used to fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Like I stopped going to that one, tried to get off the stop
Yeah.
earlier
Didn't
to go
stop
to the
gambling.
Benfleet
Just went to a
branch.
different bookies. Tried out all the cashiers in the
And she's
local area.
like, what are you getting me for Christmas? All this sort of shit. What are you getting me for my birthday? I was like, yeah, fucking
Wow.
getting your fucking section. Like, gonna get you a restraining order.
Help. That's what we're
Yeah,
getting,
so but in the end, it feels that I think she found someone, but the weirdest thing was I got my hair cut sort of in the same, like, it's a bit of an inbred sort of town like Hadley, and I got my hair cut just
Big
down
up all the Hadley listeners.
yeah. Well, it's just like any other, like a pass-through town sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's very close-knit. Sorry, yeah, bad choice of words, obviously.
Big up the inbreds.
Big up.
Hashtag inbreds.
Give me 6. Give me 6. Give me 6.
Hashtag
mate.
6 fingers.
Give me 7.
Give me 7.
Oh, lovely.
But so then later I didn't hear from ages and stuff like that, and I remember going in the hairdressers, getting my hair cut, and then I was saying, my hairdresser asked me what I was doing, so I was going, I might put on a bet, do I do like accumulators and all this sort of stuff? And she was going, okay, but I said, I'm a bit sort of, I'm not too sure, because there was this crazy woman in there that works there, and she went, what? Oh, you mean Carol? And I was like,
a well-known person around the area.
She was going, I can't have her in my shop anymore, because every time I cut her hair, she bursts into tears. And I was like, oh my God. And she was going, look, she's going, I understand she's upset, but she's going, I'm a fucking hairdresser. She was going, when people walk past my hairdressing salon, someone's crying in my fucking
shop,
chair.
Yeah.
It's not
Another
fucking good. Yeah. So I was like, oh my God. But yeah, that's basically to round up my crazy stalker one. And yeah.
What a decade you had there.
Yeah, I did run, but
you suffered more than most.
You did in Hadley.
Did in Hadley.
Why didn't you stay in the local area? Too few
Couldn't
fingers.
go home because of his neighbour stalking him. Couldn't go to the bookies or to shopping.
It wasn't safe anywhere, was it?
Yeah, not at all, boys, not at all. But I've got another memory, and you'll know Phil.
I do know Phil. I do a podcast with him.
You've met him before, haven't you? Yeah, he's a nice
guy.
Man with a hat.
The man with
obviously.
1,000 voices. All the same. Phil's voice.
He is, and he used to play for Lee Ramblers, didn't you, mate? Uh-huh. Do you remember some of the colourful characters in there? Yeah, everyone's basically had a nickname.
Of course they do.
Obviously,
sports teams.
Everything seems to end in an O.
Wayne O.
Yeah, Payno, Dano, Kano.
Bob O.
A-hole. There was lots of them. But there was they were good laugh, but they were animals, weren't they?
Yeah, it was.
Like some of the stories of
So what age did you play for these? Like,
it was late. 29?
29.
Late 20s, yeah.
Late 20s, 30s.
29.
So it's the kind of need to get out of the house a bit. So football's a good,
it was.
release.
I mean, I've always played, like before, I'd always play Sundays. You probably played Sundays before it. And you just thought, okay, Saturday's just another, like, bit like Sundays. I never realised it was like
it was a different level, wasn't it?
Different level.
It was way up.
Yeah.
Like, I think we've said it before, but I remember doing the warm up 45 minutes. I was knackered. Like, they would do a full 45-minute warm up before the game.
You're blowing out your arse at that point. You've still got an hour and a half.
Your fitness level had to go up so much.
But it's like being in the changing room. So I've never had that before. I've never had like grown men pissing on the backs of my legs.
Yeah.
I've never had like someone sticking their dick in my tea.
Have you not?
It's like it's like that's the sort of thing.
You haven't lived there.
It was quite funny, the pranks with it, deep heat in the pants.
Deep heat, the pants and the everlasting shampoo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you constantly keep on squeezing the shampoo on the head. So, but I always remember sort of one of the things, like I remember taking Claire into the clubhouse.
Just right, I thought you said into the changing room.
Into the changing room, yeah.
Come and see this guy.
No, it's just like she always brings it up. She's going the first time she met one of these guys that we talked about. He just had his hands down his trousers. He's just playing with his balls the whole time
in the clubhouse, having a lovely drink after the game.
There were women and children there, but he had his hands there. The whole time he was playing with his nuts.
If it needed itching, he was itching it.
So went over, and obviously introduced him to my wife.
Shake my wife's hand.
What hand did he pull out to shake it? Yeah, obviously.
Old nut fingers.
And then I remember hearing about
what was his nickname?
I don't know if I can do this to him.
Nutto.
But he stag do because he was notorious for getting people. A lot of the time, people get the revenge on the guy.
Yeah.
This was horrendous. They took him down to Newquay in Cornwall.
Lovely area.
I think 2:00 in the afternoon. They, I think it was it cling filmed him to a lamppost.
Standard. Clothed or naked.
Well, he was naked, but they actually got his genitals out of the cling film, so his genitals were hanging out.
They left them hanging out.
Yes, one of them peeled back his foreskin.
Oh.
Got.
I mean, that's brave.
super hot chili sauce, poured it on top. I think it, or it might have even been. I think the legend is the guys from Dirty Sanchez were there at the time.
Okay, yeah.
And they come along, or they had hot sauce. They poured it on his bell end, basically. Yeah, bits and bobs. But this is the thing, right? The person who came to his rescue was, blessed, his dad.
Ah, that's my boy.
What do you think he does? What do you think he does?
Suck the sauce off.
Okay,
Can I just say now, if that is the answer, I've lost all hope in humanity.
All right, okay.
Even Phil's face is like, did I just say that a dad did that to his own son?
So my answer's shit now because I can't compete with that. So.
And nor should you, Dan.
Yeah. So.
In fact, if anything, I'd like to hear the true answer. So that's not the answer I go to sleep with, thinking about overnight. What did Dad do?
Dad went into the pub, got a pint of ice, and bless his cotton stocks, he stuck his son's penis in the ice and soothed it better. There you go.
Boring.
I know, exactly. There you go.
Jesus.
Couldn't deal with that.
You have got a disturbed, warped view of the world.
And the other thing, Jim, there's a question for you.
Oh, please don't involve cling film or chili
Do you
sauce.
remember what a piss bomb is?
Oh, Christ. It's one of the most upsetting things that may have ever been done in front of me. Yeah, I don't care to relive that. You crack on, but I can't think about
there
that.
mentally.
It cries. It makes me cry.
I won't go there, but basically, all I say is it's not a song by Tom Jones.
It's not. No. It takes urination to a whole new level.
So we'll leave it there then. I think.
It was a grim thing. Though. Yeah. If that was the quality of football japes, I was glad I wasn't playing.
Like I say, it was a whole new education.
Oh,
and that's
even at 30. That's quite
even
a thing to say.
And that's just some of the tamer stuff, you know.
Yeah, I imagine it was a bit raucous.
Yeah, of course,
to say the least. Holy moly!
Well, there you go. There we go.
So, some fun things on that one there.
So we're done with.
That's a beautiful thing.
Memories.
It's a nice little wrap up. I mean, it's a horrific way to end in many ways, Dale, but it kind of sums up the entire decade as well.
Pretty much, yeah. That's pretty much.
Out for the.
Shh. Phil's audio diary. Evening blinkers. 31st of March, and blimey, it's the wettest day I think there's ever been today. It's been pissing down all day. You know, I said last month we were in for a good summer. Well, I think I jinxed it. So apologies if I did. Because, I got that completely wrong. I'm not a betting man, so don't take any tips off of me. Apart from that, all stay safe out there. Bye.
Lads.
I'll be sad to see the decade go.
Exactly. Yeah. So, do you want to cheer it up with some weird records?
Oh, of course we want to cheer it up with some weird stuff.
Right.
How many you got?
I've got 6 if you want the 6.
I do 5 just so we can have an outright winner.
Yeah.
Choose your top 5.
Right.
That way it's a best of 5.
Right. Number 1.
We need a jingle.
What was
Jim versus Phil versus Del?
Yeah, we do need to get if we carry on with this, we do need to get
a jingle. We'll need a jingle. We'll sort one out.
Jim versus Phil.
Oh, sounds like Red Pepper, the famous voiceover guy.
Oh,
in a world. That's what I've got. My voice gives out. All right.
Right,
here's with the first weird one, Richie.
Nick Stobel.
I know him. Lovely guy.
He had the world's longest tongue. How long was it?
Are we in inches, centimetres?
Inches and centimetres.
Ooh, am I going first on that? I forget now.
Yeah, or do you want to do a quick sort of rock, paper, scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors, right? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Yeah, okay. Reynolds, you go first.
Longest tongue.
Just in case the viewers aren't aware, we had a very tight game of rock, paper, scissors. It was
It's intense.
It was, wasn't it?
It wasn't.
Phil's crying.
It was literally, we're intense at the minute.
we are physically intense.
We're outside.
We're camping.
Inches and centimetres, yeah?
Inches and centimetres for a tongue.
Yeah. You should see what he's doing, guys. It's quite... He looks like a gangster at the minute. He's doing
he's got the
gang
finger
signs
out. He's
with
trying
his
to
gun.
work out won't work out length. He's adding a bit on.
He's adding, yeah. He's
Oh,
got
he's really
another
going for it,
finger's
isn't he?
I'm going to
involved.
go 9 inches, 6 centimetres.
Okay.
I mean, I feel that's almost 10 inches.
But it's not.
That is weird. That's a really weird measure. When you know that an inch is 2.5 centimetres, what you've basically done there is go 9 inches plus another 2 inches and a bit. So really 11 inches and 1 centimetre.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Wrong, and I'm doing foot and inches. And
That was brilliant.
Right, yeah, 9 inches.
It's got to be under 2.
I feel like I'm talking to the Labrooks girl.
Yeah. 9 inches. Whoa.
9'2". 9 inches, 2 inches.
9 inches.
9 inches.
9 inches, 2 centimetres. Okay, we got there. So I think it's not far off that, you know.
Okay.
Because I reckon it's... I'm going to go slightly big. I'll go 10 inches exactly.
You're going to kick yourself, Phil. 10 inches, 10 centimetres. Oh, my God.
Wowzers.
How's that then? If the
Yeah, I think
centimetres...
it's like 0.1 of a centimetre, maybe. I don't know.
All right.
Okay,
Either
there you
way.
go. 1-0 to Jim.
Yes, boy.
Right.
We're back on track after the last episode.
Next one, we got number 2. Gary Turner had the world's stretchiest skin.
Did he?
You can get 2 points for this.
He didn't make a piss bomb, did he, at some point?
He might have done, made a piss
Dirty
bomb.
bugger.
Right, so you can get 2 points for this.
Ooh.
All right, so what part of the body
That will try our best to find out. Okay, go on.
and how far in inches did he stretch it?
Oh,
Sorry, what was the first
the body
question?
part of
So
where
what was the
skin
body
was
part?
stretched?
And how far
Ooh.
did he stretch it?
Christ, I think it might be his nutsack. Have you seen the puppetry of the penis thing where they make like windsurfers and stuff out of there?
I haven't, but
It's intriguing. Check
you
it
lend
out.
me the DVD.
see
If
if I know
people
how
still
to-
lend people DVDs, I don't think they do.
I got mine from Love Film. I don't know if you...
yeah.
I think I might need to return it. Okay, so what part of the body and how far did he stretch it in inches, was that, sorry?
It is in inches.
I think he's going to stretch it from his chest, his pecs,
Okay.
and I think he's going to stretch it out 4.5 inches.
Okay.
I'm either thinking arm, under the arm,
Oh, the bingo wing.
or I'm thinking like a
Love handle kind of thing.
like if
By the
you-
belly.
like parachute. If you
Like he's a flying fox.
yeah,
And fly,
Squirrel,
my
is it?
pretties.
Flying squirrel
flying
things.
squirrel. Okay, where you
is
heading?
it-
Bingo wing or belly?
I'm going to go side belly.
Okay.
Side belly. How far's he stretching it, Phil?
What's coming out?
God, he's going out of way, isn't he? Look at
I'm
that.
going 6 inches.
Fucking hell, Phil. That's pretty good. I'm glad you went with the his stomach, but I'll give you
Yeah,
this.
he's in the region,
I'll give
I
you
think,
it.
yeah.
So it's stomach, and it's 6.25 inches.
Bloody hell.
So
pretty
Phil's-
much bang on.
so
Impressive,
Phil's-
Reynolds. Impressive.
2-1 up.
2-1,
I'll give him a 2-1 lead on that. That's outrageous.
Right.
I was doing so well a minute ago.
Okay. You might think we've had this, but we haven't actually had it. It's a different thing. So
Okay.
it's Ram Singh had the world's longest moustache.
Ah.
We had beard. If you
We did have
remember,
beard,
yeah.
you're right. So pure moustache, rolled up.
Roll up. Roll up.
And
Read
we're
all
in-
about it.
What are we in? What measurement?
We're in feet.
We're in feet. I think he had 2 of them. Does that win? He definitely had 2 feet.
Two
Unless he
left
had a bad injury. All right, he is going to have. Oh, jeez, I think.
So
that's
from
gonna be
end
big.
to end, we're going, yeah? I'm guessing that's so from one end.
Yeah, I guess so. So it's like whatever you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
it is, it's doubled for the. Yeah, interesting. I think then 36 feet.
Oh, really? That fucking
Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
crazy. 18 feet on both sides. That's not. It's about 3 people's worth. That's what I was thinking.
He looks
The silence
crazy.
is really good for
Silence
the
to go
I'm
on.
going to go
podcasts.
9 feet.
9 feet.
Wow, you've really.
Oh, got to give it to Phil. With
What?
14 feet.
Absolute horseshit. I demand a recount.
3-1. Okay.
This is unbelievable. 14
Right,
feet.
come on, Jimmy.
I reckon that's only one side, you know.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite
Only
a
because
way
it gets
that
it closer to my one.
I was gonna
It's
say,
on both
it's quite-
sides.
Quite long though, isn't it,
Yeah.
still?
Yeah, maybe. All right,
Right.
well done. 3-1.
Number 4. Antanes Contrimmers
I like him. Her. Them.
is what was the heaviest weight lifted by a human beard?
By a beard.
How'd you do that?
Human beard. So I
you
guess
can, you can get a bonus point if you tell me what he lifted. What was the weight, and also give me the
and
weight.
the weight in.
Kilos.
Kilos?
Kg, yeah.
So kilos, you've to place.
So
So
how
you
do
to
you-
throw first. I guess you sort of
Kilograms.
loop it through a hook or something, and you lift it up with that. Something along those lines.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Unless they sort of clip it on and
What was the heaviest? What we've got to guess what it was and what the weight was.
what the weight was and
Yeah.
what the weights.
So what did he
Yeah,
lift? What was the
involved.
weight that he was lifted?
Kilograms. How many kilograms in a stone? 7, isn't it? Or something? 7 point something. Is it?
In a stone, so it's 14 pounds, isn't it? And there's 2 and a bit in
I've
a.
got to get.
So it's like 6 kilograms, saying
Yeah,
6
something like
point
that.
something. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, here he goes. He's acting it out again. He's very literal.
Need to
is
get
our
some
Phil.
like cool weighting music for
Yeah,
when
that's
he's
what it is.
thinking.
I'm going to go
Like
for
green sleeves or something.
Yeah.
24 kilograms.
Oh, interesting. And what was it?
What was it?
What would weigh 4 stone?
Was
Toothbrush?
very dense
It's
Toblerone.
going to be like one of them toy trucks you get.
So specific.
That's brilliant.
Specific.
Yeah.
The image of a toy truck hanging
that
from
weighs
someone's feet.
24 kilos. You know those kids that push
Okay.
around 24 kilo trucks?
Exactly.
They're all built up.
They're all
brick shit
ripped.
out.
Yeah,
It had sand in it.
It's like the Hulk's son.
All right, I think it's going to be. Oh, that's not a bad guess. 24 kilos. I think it's going to be slightly less than that. So I'll go 21.
Okay.
And I'm going to say he lifted a baby in a basket. It's quite a heavy basket because the baby's quite light.
I tell you what. So Phil gets the point. Because
What?
Because it's 63k.
Holy Christ on a bicycle!
But you were close.
Was it Christ on a bicycle?
Christ on the bike. But he actually lifted a lady. So I'm going to give you.
A human. I
Yes,
got
it's
the
a human. So I'll
element.
give you the other point.
Okay, that seems reasonable. So was
So
that 4-2?
4-2.
4-2.
Right. 2 questions. Well, possibly 2 questions. There. Right.
Come on.
The Ramos family were
Yes.
the world's hairiest family.
Now, Sergio's mum's an absolute looker, isn't she?
She is massively. Can you tell me how many of the family were hairy?
How many of the family?
How many of the family were there?
Well, that's
Well,
for
that-
you to
that
guess.
was-
But okay, but I didn't know if there
mean,
was 10 of them, but 7 of them are
literally
hairy.
just pluck a number out of the air, isn't it? We've got nothing to work on here.
Right.
Basically, you've got to guess. Basically, yeah, just tell me how many of the family there was because they're all hairy. I just worded
Were
it.
they like
correctly.
werewolves then?
Well, they could be.
Oh, I do know that family you mean, though.
Yeah.
Got
But
if you
all
tell-
over the face, the whole schmozzle, isn't it?
And if you tell me
6.
right,
So 6 of them are
All right,
hairy.
is it my go first? I'll
Yeah.
go
6, and you get a bonus point if you tell me where there was the most hairiest.
I'll go face.
In Spain, presumably.
No, actually, I'm going to go feet.
Feet, like hobbits.
Yeah.
Really,
Okay.
really hairy
Feet.
hobbits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think 6? Well, I'm going to go more than that. I think there's the whole elongated family, like second cousins, are all hairy friggers as well.
Yeah, I didn't really think of that. Yeah,
so I'm
true.
going to go more than that. Let's say 10.
10. Ooh.
10 hairy buggers,
And where were they?
and I think they are the hairiest all over their beautiful little bellies.
No, it was the hands and face. And there was only 4 of them.
Phil with it'd take a 1 pointer, not feet.
So I've got. Do you want to do the last
5-2.
one just for shits and gigs, or are you happy
Yeah, go
to
on.
concede to? Mr.
I mean, I'm
Reynolds?
going to concede already. This one is purely for shits and giggles. Congratulations on your victory, Phil. It's been a demolishment.
Yeah, it's catching up in the series. Well, it's kind of. We thought it was over, didn't we?
No one's been keeping a record.
Yeah, no,
But,
of course I haven't.
Yeah.
Someone out there is.
Last
Yes.
one for shits
One of our
and giggles,
blankers
then.
is
Yeah.
keeping. a
What
good
was the world's biggest yo-yo, and it's in feet?
What's biggest yo-yo in feet diameter, presumably.
Was in what when it's rolled out, or actually just the actual
Size.
yo-yo?
The actual
Size.
thing
Right,
itself,
okay.
and it's presumably it's done by like a crane or something. It's hanging off.
Andy.
Yeah, Andy Crane.
Andy Crane.
Massive guns on him. Wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
Is
So
it me to go?
I'll tell you what, Andy
Yeah, he's
Peters
got
is
first.
ripped. Speaking
Andy
of,
Peters,
Yeah.
isn't he? Yeah, it's frightening to see. That
killed-
guy was not like that in the broom cupboard. There wouldn't have been room for him, would
he
there?
killed 2 men in the broom cupboard. Murder.
Are you saying that Andy Peters was in the closet for a while?
Is he there with Boris Becker?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, nice.
What a party that would have been. End of year Christmas party for CBBC.
Andy Peters, Boris Becker, and a tea towel.
Ed the Duck. All right, back to this damn
It's like a
yo-yo.
shit version of Cluedo.
Yeah, how did he kill him? Massive yo-yo, which measured
I believe.
21 feet, Stel.
Okay, 21 feet.
I mean, that is ludicrous. Just go smaller than that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm going to go 18.
11 feet.
Ah,
There we go.
comprehensive. Absolutely
And that
comprehensive
concludes
whitewashing.
the Weird Records, Jim.
was a good one.
Phil.
That was nice. It's always
versus
enjoyable.
Phil.
I liked that. So It's
Yeah.
been a nice thing in the series. Splendid stuff. Well done, chaps.
Morning Blankers, pinch punch, first of the month. Am I joking? It's April Fools. I mean, it is pinch punch, but it's also April Fools, so it's kind of a merge day. I'm not April Fooling it, it's pinch punch. It's both of them. It's 1st of April. Take care, Blankers. Bye.
Right then, Blankers. We're carrying on with this episode and we're kind of looking to wrap up everything from the noughties. And obviously something we've had on the bubble and on the go has been the John Cazale Challenge, set fiendishly by young Phil. Every guest we've had on thus far has sort of volunteered a set of answers. We've volunteered some ourselves during the Christmas ep. And it comes to the point where a winner has to be revealed. Mr. Reynolds.
Yeah.
This is your baby.
This is what we've been leading up to.
You've done all the research. You've collated the answers.
have.
You've examined them. You've got rid of any dodgy ones. Talk us through how it's been.
Okay, so it's been exciting.
That's what it has been.
It has been. It's been a
You're
good
bloody right.
challenge. A good challenge. I've enjoyed this. I think the guests have too.
Yeah.
So I've
I think
worked
so.
out there is 12 people that have done this,
Okay.
but there's 11. There's a joint answer.
Oh, so two of us have had the same.
Two of them. So,
Right,
so
yeah.
I'm doing a league table of 11, starting from the bottom up.
Do they play home and away? 3 points for a win,
Yeah.
1 point for a draw.
Okay, so let's get the bottom ones out of the way.
Let's get the
There's
losers.
two bottom ones out of the way who didn't have answers when they came on.
Okay.
They couldn't be bothered researching.
But please come on again, guests. We love you all.
They're
They're dead
bottom.
to you.
They're relegated from
Relegated from the
the
John
league.
Cazale
from
Premier League.
John Cazale Premier League.
Okay.
Play by the rules.
So we've
Well,
got
this is it, though.
Andrew Sheldon and Brothers Grimm. Although Brothers Grimm did kind of come up with Benicio del Toro, but then just said any film he was in without any. kind of
So
disregarded that.
They are our wooden spoonists.
Yeah, I'll kind of put them above just because they came up with someone.
Okay.
Okay.
But then in 10th place,
Yeah.
no, 9th place, sorry, we have Chris Smith.
Chris Smith, the director of film himself,
Who picked Steve Martin.
Yeah.
which is a great left field
It
shout.
was, yeah. We had
That
two
was
Steve
unexpected.
Martins.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I thought too.
Yeah, so he picked a different era of Steve Martin.
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
yeah. He went.
He started
He went
with
earlier,
the jerk,
didn't
and
he?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started with the jerk, I believe it was.
Yeah, that sounds about
I've written
right.
it down. Let me get it out quickly.
I
Ooh,
wonder what you're getting up. He was
So
doing
no,
some poetry.
he started with the Muppets movie.
which is a bold
Yeah.
choice.
Then he
to
went the
begin with.
jerk. Pennies from Heaven. Played two men, two brains.
Yeah.
And he came up with a total of 34.4. So this score is based on the IMDb scoring.
So
I
for
based
every
it on that.
so every film that's in their 5
He's scored out
is
of 10.
scored out of 10 on IMDb, and you've
So
averaged
it's a total
those,
50.
Yeah.
As thing. So he got 34.4 out of them 5 films.
Which is kind of 2/3 of the way there. That's a pass mark in any
Yeah, it's
GCSE
good, it's
you want
good.
to talk about. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's good.
Okay,
Yeah,
well
but
done, Chris.
it's
That's
good.
number.
I mean,
that's
they're
number 9.
all pretty close. Don't
Okay.
get me wrong. It's not like one's way ahead.
Okay, well that's good. That's
Then
good.
above him was Gavin from Oasis, who also picked Steve Martin.
Oh.
Two
Steve Martin back to back.
Yes.
A double bill,
Yeah.
if you will.
And he started with the Three Amigos era. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
Three Amigos, Little Shop of Horrors, Roxanne, Planes, Trains, Automobiles, and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
That's a good 5.
And
I
got
like,
a total
I
of
like
35.2.
Oh, okay.
Held up by planes, trains, I reckon. That's
Yeah,
giving
yeah.
the extra
Bit of love for Stevie.
Love that.
Then above him, Owen Williams.
Oh.
First guest, do you
guest.
remember?
Yeah, he said
Picked
it all off,
Christian
didn't he?
Bale.
Ah,
He
okay,
did,
yeah.
he did, yeah, a long time
Started
ago.
with Public Enemies,
Yeah.
The Fighter, Dark Knight Rises, Out of the Furnace, and American Hustle.
Okay.
Bringing him a total of
Yeah.
37.1. But
Oh.
he missed the film out.
So does that mean instant relegation?
Well,
what does this mean? This is
No, I've
unprecedented.
docked him a point. I've taken one mark off him.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know how to do this. And actually, funny enough,
Well, you just
the
subtract
film he missed
He didn't know how to do it, so he did, yeah. You don't know how to take one away?
The film he missed was actually a film called Flowers of War, which was an average rating of 7.5, which weren't bad. So if actually include that, it would have been higher.
So he's basically shot himself in the foot.
So 37.1 with the films he picked. Doctor Point 36.1.
So does that move him down the table?
No, he stays
where
with
he is.
that.
Okay.
He stays with
Okay, well, that seems a
it's
reasonable
included.
outcome.
Okay.
Then we have Richard Sandler, who picked Eric Bana.
Sandler.
Sandling.
Sandling. Oh yeah, not Adam Sandler.
And
Richard Sandling, who
Yeah.
picked Eric Bana.
That was a good shout. Yeah, I remember
it
that
was
Had
one.
The Castle, Chopper, Black Hawk Down, The Nuggets, and Finding Nemo.
Ooh.
And he got 36.6, but I gave him a bonus point.
Ooh.
Okay.
And
You've
they
gone
didn't
absolutely
notice
rogue with
because
this,
they
haven't
were
you?
his first 5 films.
Special
A little
unknown
bonus point, but people didn't know about. I was going to
They
do this
didn't know that.
cheeky little bastard.
Ah, you are still
So
little
he
thing,
got
Pip.
what did you get?
So you said
37.6.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all still fairly
yeah, it's all
close,
close.
isn't it? Yeah.
Then we got James Neal. This little cheeky bastard cheated.
The real deal.
Well, no, he
He's-
didn't cheat, but he
he's
just he
letting
got
everyone have
lazy,
it,
didn't
isn't
he?
he?
'Cause he just picked the Harry Potter films.
Oh, okay.
So some might say that's a clever way of working,
Yeah, he was clever.
but you're right.
So all the Harry Potter films, and he was right, and they've got 38.1.
Oh.
See, I expected them to probably have more than that. Maybe IMDb viewers are a bit more discerning than I give them credit for.
And I gave him an extra mark as well because they were his first 5 films. He was right in that, so he got 39.1.
Oh, we're hitting the top 40.
Tiger.
Then,
So where are we now? What position are we at now?
so we're in the top 4 now, Champions League spots.
Oh, wow.
and I'll say now, gentlemen, we haven't heard our own name.
Oh, yeah, exactly, yeah.
This looks like it's been rigged, doesn't it?
Considering I was just to throw it off the
Cuff, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, top 4.
I'm filling in the last 4.
Top 4. Here
So
we
I'm
go.
next with my Tom Hanks.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Now, if you'd asked someone at
Wow.
the beginning, name an actor with 5 great films under their belt, you'd
Yeah.
basically go Hanks anyway,
Thanks.
wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
you would do,
yeah.
yeah.
So what
And
did
I
you
started
choose in
with
your
Toy
run?
Story 2,
Great
The
film.
Green Mile,
Great
Castaway,
film. Yeah,
Road
great
to
film.
Perdition,
Yeah,
and
great
Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah,
film.
exactly, yeah.
And I got a total of 40.1.
Wow.
And not his first 5, so no bonus point.
No.
Nothing
No,
deducted for a
just that.
sneaky miss. Okay.
Just that.
Solid.
And then
Well done, Phil.
joint third,
Yeah.
we have Mr. Hegwine and Kate West with Edward Norton.
I am telling you now.
Now-
that I
Yeah.
slipped you a tenner to win this.
Now,
So the
there's-
fact that you've not come up trumps is outrageous.
There's
I'll be
a
stocking
slight. You both went for the same films.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Kate missed out everything. What was it? Everyone Says I Love You.
Yeah.
But when I looked at IMDb, Everyone Says I Love You was actually his first film before Primal Fear.
Ooh.
But it was the other way round. On my
Yeah.
phone, it does the other way round. It does Primal Fear, Everyone Says I Love
Yeah.
You. They're the same year.
Oh, okay.
But on the
so
computer, it did it. Everyone Says I Love You, Primal Fear. So I
maybe
didn't know how
where
to
it was
do
released.
this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I kind of just ignored
on
it
the
and said
side
it
of
could be
yeah.
either way round.
That seems fair.
So you both kind of had Primal Fear,
Yeah.
Larry Flint, American History X, Rounders, Fight Club, which got 39.6. And now I did add the extra bonus point because I
As they
wasn't
were,
sure whether
regardless
it
of
was
what
the-
order,
So it's the
they were the
first,
first
5 films, which ends up on 40.6.
Oh,
Wow.
just missing out on the
so that's
glory.
a good one.
Well done. Well
now
done,
we've got
Kate.
2
Well done.
left. And now this was a bit of a shock because I thought this one would win.
His voice went really high. It must have been a shock.
In second place, we have Ricky Ayres.
What?
Harrison Ford. Now I thought this
How
one
was
was
Yeah, I thought he was-
Ford
yeah, I
taking
thought he was
We
a
always
shoo-in.
assumed he was a
Yeah, I thought it was a
absolute
shooting, yeah.
Yeah,
easy win.
I thought when he said this one, I thought that's well, he might as
Well,
well give
start,
us
isn't
now.
it? Good night. So what were the 5?
So
Remind
The
us again.
Empire Strikes Back,
Wallop.
Yeah,
Raiders of the
amazing.
Lost Ark,
Yeah.
Blade Runner,
Stop
Yeah.
it.
Return of the Jedi,
Come on.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom.
Wow.
What in the name of Jesus is beating that run? That's ridiculous.
And they got a total of 41 overall on IMDb.
Still only 41.
But the winner,
Well, well done, Ricky. For
and this
second.
is
That's
this is
impressive.
by 0.1.
Oh, this is
Ooh,
top.
really?
By point.
So if we look now, maybe those films have actually been re-rated, and it could have changed.
And obviously,
Could have,
we all
yeah.
know the only one missing is Mr. Dello.
Wow, it's a fix. It's a bloody fix.
And,
All right,
I
I'm going
mean,
to Camp Ghost for him.
it was 2 films that kind of made it because these were the only ones that made it in the 9s, and that was The Godfather.
Yeah.
And 9.2.
Oh, really?
That's going to help.
Scarecrow.
That's
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Scarecrow was his second film, was 7.2.
Oh, okay.
Serpico 7.7. Godfather 2 was 9.
Right.
And then Dog Day Afternoon was 8.
Oh,
so
really?
it was a total of
Okay.
41.1.
Wow,
so
for
it's the
Pacino.
two Godfathers
Impressive,
that,
yeah.
by 0.1,
My point.
Yeah, I thought
won the
that was,
John Cazale.
that was the only thing with Scarecrow. That was the only thing that I thought, well,
Impressive.
thank you.
Richie D.
To
that
buy
is-
myself a Bombay Bad Boy to
What
celebrate.
we're going to do out of the funds, we're going to buy you a pot noodle as a winner.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so that is
That was a good
Wow.
little challenge, though. It was,
Yeah, it
it
was,
was
yeah.
enjoyable. You sort of didn't realise quite how many weird films actors take to kind of pay the bills almost when you're looking at runs like that, do you? It's like, great one, great one, great one. What's this? Clearly
Yeah.
to pay the rent.
I'm still surprised about Harrison, though.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I
honestly.
I just want to look at what actual John Cazale did, so I stupidly didn't do that. So 9.2. Jim, you're good with maths.
I can be when I've got a calculator in front of me. Old tight callers. We're going to do this. Oh, what is my phone? My phone is literally turned off. Well, that's not good. Okay, 9.2. Hang on. Here we go. Yes, hit me.
7.8.
9.2 plus a 7.8. Check.
Plus 9.
Plus 9. Yes.
Plus 8.
Plus 8. Yes.
Plus 8.1.
What's the magic score we're trying to beat?
41.1.
John Cazale. 42.1
See.
with a bonus point for being his first five films. 43.1.
So he's still the champ.
He's
no
still
one
the-
managed
really?
to
Wow.
trump
Unbeaten
him.
champ. Unbeaten
No
champ.
one's managed to trump him. So,
Nor will they. If Harrison Ford with that run can't beat it,
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Pacino's
So
not.
there's the John
everyone
Cazale
else
challenge. So, yeah, our own Mr.
Our
Dello.
very
Ooh,
own.
wow.
Yeah, very
Podcast
shocked.
winner.
A good shout out, suppose, to Ricky. We have to give Ricky.
Yeah,
I
I
thought
was
that
get-
was going to be the winner.
I was getting ready to sort of like,
doff your cap.
yeah,
Bow down.
get a pot noodle for
And
Rick.
Edward Norton third. That was a good shout as well.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Happy with that. Yeah,
Yeah, lucky.
top three.
Yeah, exactly.
like that.
Yeah, we did right there.
Yeah, there's the old John
So,
Cazale
so
challenge.
maybe the shit we do talk about films has some sort of
Maybe.
we're going to far.
meat and butter.
Yeah, maybe
we get ahead of ourselves, eh?
Maybe not.
You might have won that, Del, but that's bad.
That's about as far as we go, isn't it? Yeah,
Never get his title back.
He'll never get his title back. It was nice, man. Congratulations on a great challenge, Mr. Reynolds.
Yes,
well
I
done,
liked that.
well done, John Cazale, for making those films in the
Yeah.
first place.
Afternoon blankers. It's the 6th of April. A lovely day today, lovely sunshine. I'm currently just working on some research for the next episode. We're going to be going on to the 80s. We've finished with the 2010s, so we're going on to the 80s next. That'll be finding that quite challenging, actually, doing the research for that, because obviously we was very young at the beginning of the 80s, babies. So music especially has becoming quite difficult to do research on, but it should be good fun. Looking forward to it. It's quite eye-opening doing some of this research. So, well, hope you enjoy it. It's going to be out in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, speak soon. Bye.
Okay, Blankers, we're rolling on with this wrap-up of the noughties, and we thought we'd use this as an opportunity to try out a new sort of format point. So, you've all heard of Room 101. This is definitely not like that. It kind of is. But what we're going to do, we're going to pit Mr. Dello and Mr. Reynolds against each other in a kind of opportunity to banish something to Uncle Forty's naughty box. Because it's definitely not.
So it's like a
101.
debate. We're having a debate.
Yeah, so essentially,
exactly.
I'm going to give them 30 seconds to nominate a particular thing in a category. They're going to have to put forward a good argument to the opposition. They're going to have a little bit of time to counter that argument. And then at the end of that, I will decide which of the two options in that category goes into Uncle Forty's naughty box. Clear as mud?
No.
Nice.
Excellent. Right. I've got my trusty bell that's going to signify time. And I've got my timer on. So the first category is going to be a naughties legend, gentlemen. You both got someone for this particular category?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Reynolds, I'm going to start with you. I'm going to get my timer ready.
So am I telling you the answer first before the timer starts? Or
Yes.
is it all within the time?
No, you can nominate it.
And
put your
then
nomination
when you press the
forward.
bell, my argument goes forward.
Exactly that, my friend. Okay, so I'm going to have a timer on. 0 hours, 0 minutes, and seconds are on the go. I'm going to turn my alarm off, though, just so it doesn't get too noisy for the viewers. Mr. Reynolds, your naughty's legend is who?
Well, I had a few answers, but then it just comes to me. I thought, well, fucking hell. This is
genius. He's Pappy.
He's not a genius, it's just a legend. And I thought, when I looked at the record, I just thought it's got to be. So I went sport. And then I went Roger Federer.
Okay, you have 30 seconds to nominate Mr. Roger Federer into Uncle Naughty's box. Start now.
Okay, so one of the greatest tennis player of all time. And so if I name what he won in these 10 years, is unbelievable. He won a total of 15 Grand Slams in 10 years. He won Wimbledon 5 consecutive years running. He won the Australian Open 3 years. He won the French Open once. He won the US Open 5 years running. Not just the greatest tennis player ever, in my view, but one of the nicest people. Always gracious in defeat. Always complimentary when he won to other tennis players. Everyone loved him as a tennis player, an ambassador, and everyone loved him, as far as I'm concerned.
Mr. Adello, you have some time to rebuttal this.
Okay, sure.
Go.
Roger Federer, absolute psychopath. He used to think he was so kind to everyone. He just used to master the fact of he was like cutting off people's skin and wearing his mask back in his home country. He used to go back into children's houses. He used to get Swiss Toblerones and snap them in half and just throw them in their faces. He'd spit at dogs. He wasn't that great. He didn't really play anyone that great, really. He may have won 15 Grand Slams, you say, Phil, but did he ever win sort of an egg and spoon race in the country fair? No. So that's why I'm thinking, and that's why I'm sticking by. Roger Federer, overrated.
Wow. Tough stuff. Have you got anything to come back on this?
Well, yeah, that was all complete slander. Basically. And did he beat anyone good? Yeah, only probably two of the other greatest tennis players, Djokovic and Nadal, who went up against all the time, who were his rivals. So that's all I'm going to really say on that one.
That was on steroids.
This has suddenly unleashed a rivalry that could be comparable to Federer and Nadal.
Yeah.
You two going up against each other. That's tough. So, interesting, all banked. Mr. Dello, we are going to do the same affair. Okay. This is your naughty's legend. Who have you chosen to nominate?
I've gone for Barack Obama.
Wow. Phil with just a tedious sportsman and Mr. Dello with a president of the United States. Okay, Mr. Dello, you have a certain amount of time. When I think you've had enough, I'll ding this. Barack Obama, off you go.
He was a history maker, the first ever black president. He pushed through America's first ever health care system, which bolstered welfare systems in the US and also contributed around the world. He oversaw the killing of Osama bin Laden. He didn't watch it. He had a lovely wife, Michelle, who was very sort of complimentary. They carried themselves well. They could appear on talk shows. He was very humorous, but he was very personable as well. It wasn't just about all the politics, but he used to come across well. Bing. There you go.
Impressive. Mr. Reynolds, you've now got to argue against Barack Obama being worthy. Are you ready?
Yeah. Okay, well, we shouldn't put the colour of his skin as why he's worthy of the legend, and that should be counted. He only served a year and a half, as I can think of, 2008, mid-2008, I think he became president. So he only did a year and a half of the decade, if we're talking that. Roger Federer did a whole 10 years.
He's getting you on a technicality. That's clever.
So, and overseeing killing bin Laden, again, I'm guessing all of that, the groundwork was done way before he got in. It might have happened under his reign, but I doubt he looked so much into it.
Mr. Dello, final thoughts?
Okay. Good. Sorry. Oh, you're pinging me.
If you could vocalise, then that would be even better.
So you say he only did like a short term. It was just that's how he wanted it. He wanted to like give it all in those couple of years. Go out like a firing fury or whatever the saying is. I can't think of it because I'm on the spot right now. But he also, I don't know. I reckon he could even beat Federer at a game of tennis, and he's got, and even if he didn't, he wouldn't be like breaking Swiss chocolate and throwing it in kids' faces. So
Impressive. Wow. I mean, two very disparate people that you've chosen, gentlemen. It's to your credits, and you've argued eloquently for both. It falls on me to make a decision, and I can only go one way, Dale. The obvious choice, the only choice, is Mr. Roger Federer. I mean, he had a beautiful ponytail. That's enough said. That's all it takes.
I didn't even
mate.
mention the ponytail.
Beautiful ponytail. Federer.
Man.
Federer's in. Federer's in.
I'm gutted.
But it's a great shout. Argued very, very nicely.
Can I just tell you who I crossed out?
So you had an almost honourable mention, as it were.
I had my two backups. I had a sensible backup. That was Dave Grohl, which I thought would be too easy because I thought
you're playing some
I could have just said Dave Grohl and you would have shooed me in. Yeah. So I thought that was a bit unfair.
Nothing. Yeah.
But I crossed out Gary Lucy
From Hollyoaks fame
Footballers' Wives.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been a tougher argument.
Definitely.
I might just have picked Roger Federer for Gary Lucy there.
There you go.
You've almost thrown him under the bus.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Obama.
Impressive.
He only did a year and a half of that decade. That's what I say. When he served that,
Right, yeah.
He came in 2008, which would have been mid-year.
Yeah.
So he only had a year and a half of the argument.
To make it, I mean, to be fair, even in that 1 year, he did do some pretty good stuff.
Course, yeah,
let's be
I know.
honest. But he didn't win Wimbledon, did he?
No,
so,
that's
fuck him.
true.
Sorry, Obama.
The thing is, I don't know that much about politics to argue back.
Yeah. To be fair, Phil doesn't know that much about tennis, but IMDb or Wikipedia is a wonderful thing.
It's a wonderful thing.
All right, so I'm giving that 1-0 to Mr. Reynolds. On to our second category, gentlemen.
Got him.
This one's going to get tough. This is going to be an invention or technology type round, okay? So it was a hell of a decade. Stuff was springing up all over the shop. Web getting big, streaming, all manner of stuff. So I wonder what you've chosen. I went with Reynolds first round.
I've got a feeling we might have a similar thing here. Though.
Yeah, so I think that's. So do you want to go
Should
with
we
Phil?
go Phil first? Just
No,
in case.
go with you
No,
first.
honestly, because I've got backup.
He's got a backup, so it might work in our favour.
Because I think I know what you're going for. And,
I was when I looked at it, I thought there's only one really. Isn't there?
Well, let's find out. Mr. Reynolds, what is your technological nomination?
So I'm sending it first, yeah?
Yep.
Well, at first I had the iPod, and then the iPhone came along later, and I thought, well, that is an iPod, but with more stuff on it. So I went for the iPhone.
You've gone for the iPhone. Seminal moments in technological history. So
go on.
You've got a set amount of time. Off you go.
Okay, so it changed everything that we know as humans, really. It became a mini computer in your pocket. You could do whatever you wanted. You had the iPod, which I was going to pick, but then you had Spotify and everything on that, so you could have the iPod as well as all the other apps that came along with it. I know it didn't start off brilliantly, but it was basically a mini computer in your pocket, and we was all accessible, cameras, everything you wanted, text messages, phone calls, the internet in your pocket, and the world has never been the same since the iPhone came along, for good or worse.
Impressive. Argue against it, Richie D. You're off.
Used to cause a hell of a lot of house fires with the charging sort of system. Was very poor, so a lot of people died because of that. So do you want blood on your hands, Jim? If you're putting this in, do you really want blood on your hands?
Oh, this hurts.
He didn't have Spotify then. I don't know what planet this one's from.
2006 Spotify came out, checked it out.
But it wasn't on the iPhone.
It might have been 2008, 2009. No, you don't know.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't on it to begin with. It had, but anyway, it's my 30 seconds, isn't it?
It is now. Any final rebuttals from yourself, Mr. Reynolds?
Yeah, well, Spotify did come out in 2006. Like I said, I don't know if it came out in the original, but you would probably have Apple Music. I can't remember when that came out. Either way, it changed. It changed our lives forever, and they've never been the same since. Like I say, for good or for bad. And that's for house fires. Well, if people are too clumsy enough to not unplug it, then that's their problem, isn't it?
Okay. Argued very well and very valiant defence as well, Mr. Dello. But what can you offer us in return?
I can offer you the Nintendo Wii.
Oh, you have an allotted amount of time.
I'm a bit reaching here. But
to argue somehow against the computer in your pocket with the Nintendo Wii. Off you go.
So unlike the iPhone, this didn't cause house fires. It just caused massive joy and smiles because it had a pimped up version of Mario Kart that blew us all away. I think the other one was like sort of 5-10. This was 10 years in the making. You had Guitar Hero. My God, you could have games with it where you could have all of your rounds. You could play. You could be in band singing, whatever. But you could play sports games. You could box. You could play. You could do tennis. You could bowl. It was a game about bringing people together. It was socially games. It wasn't about pushing people away. It wasn't about being in bedrooms on your own. It was all about the getting together.
Beautiful. Arguments against Mr. Reynolds?
Yeah, good points, but you know,
decision made.
no, just say good points. Again, though, you had to plug it into a main, so how proof you haven't got that they didn't start house fires? I don't know if there is. I haven't done the research.
Well, you haven't got. Well, then you can't prove it. You can't prove it. You can't just make up stuff.
Unsubstantiated.
A few good games, like you say. You mentioned like Guitar Hero and Mario Kart. Great games. That was about it. The rest were these stupid figures with your own Wii's or whatever they were called. Me characters. Bowling was rubbish. Tennis was rubbish. Boxing was rubbish. They were
No. They were great games, and the fact of you say there wasn't a great games, there was great games. You had.
Do you still play them now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, we just had it out recently actually to people because Molly's getting into it. But yeah, you had the normal straightforward platform Nintendo Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers. You can't tell me. No, that's a classic. It's a classic in all eras. It transcends massively. You also had games like Pro Evolution come out on there. You had other games that was on there. You didn't just have the Mii characters. I think that's just like reaching a bit. That's like a bit of a
Pro Evo on that.
Pro Evo was on there, yeah.
Bloody really hard to play.
It's amazing. It's like probably the best version ever.
That was no way. That was well hard to play that one.
Order. I will have order in my debate.
Do you remember the Pro Evo now? Was that the one we had to pick the circle where they were going to go to? It was really hard to do. Hard to do.
Some might say it was hard. Others might say it was challenging.
It's realistic.
Or brought out your better sides. I mean, it is very tough to argue against the iPhone when it has given us so much time. What I'm doing is the timer on my iPhone. I'm looking at the notes for this segment on my iPhone. But this is the iPhone in 2023, Richie D. Yeah. Not the original. It was a little cumbersome. It was a bit too clunky. And the Wii, as you say, has given generation after generation of excitement and good times. So for that reason,
really,
the Wii's going to take it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yes,
yeah. Come at me, internet. What have you got? One all. That's a yellow card. Yellow card for Reynolds arguing against the referee. Okay. We move on to our third category, gentlemen.
What was this one?
Now, this one, the next two, you've nominated something for the other person, essentially. So we're going to do a horrendous film from the noughties, which, Del, you've chosen for Phil, and Phil, you've chosen one for Del to argue for.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of a reversal of what we've done in the last couple of rounds. So you're trying to supplement someone else's idea with good thoughts of your own. And then we're going to follow that up with a horrendous album, which you've also both chosen for each other. So before people start to get the wrong idea that you've got terrible taste in films or music, this is a slightly more...
And we're a bunch of wrong ones.
Yeah, we're a bunch of wrong. This is a more awkward way of doing it, but it's designed to get you guys thinking and debating, which is a great thing. So I'm going to start with Mr. Reynolds again. I like you going first.
What's this, the film one?
This is going to be a horrendous film chosen by Mr. Dello from the noughties. So what has he chosen for you to defend?
He picked for me Titanic. The legend, Titanic 2, The Legend Goes On.
Now, for those that weren't aware, there was a Titanic 2. So, I mean, the very, very, very best of luck with defending this masterpiece. Your time begins now.
Okay, so Titanic 2, The Legend Goes On is actually an animated feature film in 2000. So its target audience is children, so that's good. So we've gone for that. And this, me just telling you the synopsis of the film will win this. So Cinderella meets her Princess Charming on the ill-fated Titanic. Along for the ride are a rapping dog, other talking animals, and an assortment of wacky humans. Now, I might as well mic drop now, surely. That sounds awesome. For kids, they're going to bloody love that film. And to make it even better, it hasn't got a shitty fucking song that annoys the fuck out of us going all the way through it. So Titanic 2, The Legend Goes On, great film.
Wow. I mean, number one, I've never heard of this film first, but I want to watch it. I won't lie. Mr. Dell, have you got anything to come against that?
Yeah, I'll go for it.
Okay. Destroy his argument in 30 seconds.
It's just a massive mockery, isn't it? Making like a shitty Disney version of a film. It's like a mockery on Disney, and it's a mockery on the Titanic. Titanic's a serious event, and you're making a kids' cartoon about
Thousands died.
Yeah, thousands have died. Where they've got like little mice and little characters and stuff like that.
Shame
you've
on you,
even
Phil.
you've even got scenes of nudity in that film, and that's bang out of order in a kids' film, and I don't appreciate that. In my kids' films, there's no nudity. I don't know what about where you watch your films, Mr. Reynolds, but that's bang out of order.
Draw me like one of your French girls, Phil. Outrageous. Any final thoughts on a closing argument?
Yes, it's not mockery. It's making a beautiful love story set on a ship like the original film did, but just in a different way with fun characters in it.
Did they all die?
But Pocahontas.
Did they all die?
Pocahontas was a deep subject.
Did they all
Great
die?
Disney film. I don't even know if this is Disney anyway. It's just animated.
It's a rip-off of Disney. You've obviously seen it, haven't you, Phil?
Yeah, it's a great film. I loved it.
But so you'll know it's a rip-off of Disney, won't you?
Yeah, but it's brilliant. And the kids would love it too. Check it out.
Well, I mean, to be fair, from little acorns, mighty oaks do grow. That was well fought. So we're going to flip it to Mr. Dello. You're defending a film chosen from the noughties by Phil. What beauty has he chosen for you?
It's the greatest love story ever told. It's the Human Centipede.
Where you've got 30 seconds to defend the Human Centipede. Starting now.
So, like I say, it's the greatest love story ever told about a lovely doctor who wanted to bring people together and never ever be lonely ever again. By some say kidnapping, but I don't think so. I just think he had different methods to other people in them days. He drugged them and he performed surgery on them so they could sniff each other's arseholes, but they all wanted it anyway. So it's kind of misunderstood. They were lost and they was looking for these people. It was kind of like a lovely dating agency back then, and he brought them together, and that man deserves a knighthood.
Mr. Reynolds, you chose this.
Yeah.
Attack it.
This is a horrific film. It is horrible. I've never watched it. I don't want to watch it. I saw the trailer. I mean, he forces them. I say he forces them, but he makes their car break down, so they go to his house. Then he drugs them. And you say they didn't want to leave. I'm pretty sure in the trailer I see them all desperately trying to leave the house, which he doesn't let them to. So, and like you say, he stitches them all together where they're sniffing each other's arseholes, and it's just, whoever come up with this idea is a sick bastard, and it's just a horrible film. And how you can defend it is disgusting.
Final thoughts, Mr. Dello.
Well, yeah, Phil says he drugged them, but he drugged them with poetry. He didn't use any. There's no chemicals used in this here. It's brought together. It was a sweet old man that all he wanted to see was people happy in the world. So he brought them together. And yeah, it may be stitched, but they all thanked him afterwards, and they're still together. Every one of these people are still together. They're living happily together in an island in I don't know. Can be. They live in Canby.
I wanted to give him just enough rope to hang himself before he went somewhere. Oh dear. Well, this has been a titanic, some might say, battle, but a clear and obvious winner. It's the Human Centipede, obviously. It's a modern love story. Anything that involves anything that brings people together in this current climate of depression and male this and the world's
I've just seen there's a Human Centipede 2 and 3 as well.
It was so good.
That's what I mean.
They created 2 and 3. It's a modern trilogy for the ages. Forget, I don't know, Toy Story 1, 2 and 3. This is the trilogy that people should be watching.
Was there a Titanic 3 or 4, Phil? I don't think so.
Not after
I don't think so.
Sank without a bloody trace.
That's disgraceful.
So, I'm going to put Human Centipede into the Naughty's Naughty Box. And we move to our final category of the evening, the horrendous album. So again, chosen by your competitor. We're going to stick with the tradition that has been created in the last 10 minutes. Reynolds, you're up first. What has Richard Dello chosen for you to defend?
So he picked the classic TP2.com by our favourite artist, friend of the pod, R. Kelly.
The guy from up north.
R. Kelly.
Wow, I mean, this is going to be a tough one. So you're going to defend notorious Wrong'un, R. Kelly's seminal masterpiece. Off you go.
Okay, so let's start by taking the person away from the art. I'm defending the art, not the person. Okay, so let's start with that.
Clarity.
Now, R. Kelly, this actually, from a website, this was voted his best album. TP2.com. Classics, songs like Feeling on Your Booty. I Wish. And this features Jay-Z. And this is how good this album is. Jay-Z decided to...
What that shows is just how bad a choice Jay-Z made.
So, A Woman's Fret, another classic song. But, by fans of R. Kelly, this was voted his top album. So, I don't know how this has been put in the category of horrendous album of the noughties.
It's a strong start. Let's see if Richie D can argue against it. I mean, it shouldn't be difficult. Del, you've got 30 seconds.
Yeah, obviously he's a massive sex case, isn't he? It's like the fact of feeling on your booty. It's like, what booties is he feeling? It's obviously certain types of booties that I don't agree with, mate. That's all. I just need to say R. Kelly, and that's it. That should be good.
Well said. Final thoughts, Mr. Reynolds.
As I said, let's separate the person from the art. Well, I'm not defending R. Kelly. I'm defending the album he did.
Can you read me off the rest of the album, the songs from the album, to see how well he needs to be defended? Just for the rest, just
for shizzles and giggles, it could be an interesting take. So we had feeling.
Yeah, because I don't want to misjudge him for feeling on. Was it feeling on my boot?
Right, so he's got one called "Just Like That."
Yeah, that's
like
right.
A real,
Paul Daniels.
That was named after Paul Daniels.
Like a real freak. Don't you say no?
Jesus Christ. Hang on a second. This don't come out well.
Hang on. You've got to make your answer before I read the rest.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I don't want to say that I've already made my decision, but it's going to be tricky.
Hang on, he hasn't done his one, has he?
Well, no, exactly.
The greatest sex. That's great. It's complimenting someone. All I really want. I wish. I decided. I wish again. That's strange.
Well, he's always
Fiesta.
wishing.
The storm is over now. One me. Feeling on your booty, the real R. Kelly. He's just confident. So a lot of these are like little interludes by looks of it. So like little second songs. So R&B Thug, TP2, I Don't Mean It, A Woman's Fret, and Strip for You.
Strip for you.
Yeah, he's going to strip for her. That's fine. She's requested it.
I'm gonna stop you there. I feel like
woman's fret.
I feel like I should have rung the bell slightly earlier because Phil seems to be on the ropes. But let's see how it all pans out when Richie D, you take the stand with what chosen by Phil.
It's the Crazy Frog, best album ever written. Obviously, it's More Crazy Hits by the Crazy Frog.
Wow. Well, you have 30 seconds to defend that absolute masterpiece. Beginning now.
So I get that he's not everyone's cup of tea, but he's not a sex offender. So that obviously obviously works in his favour. I feel that it's the best album ever written. More Crazy Hits that's ever been known by everyone's favourite Frog. He makes sort of the most unforgettable melodies that literally stay with you forever. I mean, he does covers of Queen that is possibly better than the original for like We Are the Champions. He does a version of Knight Rider. I Am Too Sexy by Right Said Fred. I can keep going on. This is
I can't let you because time has expired. Mr. Reynolds, what have you got to say about that?
The album is awful. The cover songs are awful. He's got none of his own songs. It's just a stupid frog.
Crazy frog. Lazy frog, more like.
That's just annoying the fuck out of us. Let's face it. You don't really like them songs over the originals. It's awful.
I know I'm supposed to be neutral, but just when you said he isn't a sex pesto in the way that R. Kelly was, if you notice, he wears a leather jacket and flying goggles. Does have his knob out though, doesn't he? In the
well, I was going to say we don't actually know in the frog world whether he is or not. Because he might be. So again, I don't want to go down the slander route that Del had the cheap option of going for on the first debate, but you know, it could be said that he may be that.
Okay.
Final thoughts, Mr. D.
I don't think he I don't think he nicked people's songs. I think he's more of a visionary. He was a bit like sort of how hip hop come on the scene to begin with. There's like how you sampled songs, and then he takes them forward. He progresses them. He was part of an era of the old songs, and then he progresses them, and he takes us to a new audience, the frog audience and the human audience, and anyone who wants to pay attention to this genius. He is a master. He deserves to be worshipped. He is the Crazy Frog.
I mean, it's... See, I'm torn. I really like Natalie and Brulia. I'm torn.
Like the human centipede.
Yeah, I'm ripping myself away from the other members of the tribe. It's tricky because obviously if we go down the route of not the Crazy Frog, it means that Notorious Wrong and R. Kelly is
but
the
if
winner.
we're separating the art from the person.
We are, which you have been at pains to say, and we have pointed out that the Crazy Frog also did have his knob out.
But even if
quite
you
a lot.
separate them, song titles are kind of strange.
I mean, if
the Crazy Frog,
if you was putting Michael Jackson's Thriller against the Crazy Frog,
this is where I find myself in.
There'd be no.
Yeah,
you wouldn't even be debating this.
But Michael Jackson didn't have songs like what was the one like Fretting the Get Was?
Yeah, but,
it was.
Yeah, but their song titles. You're basing the whole argument on him being a sex, but which we know he is.
Yeah,
he's not a good.
If you eliminate that bit, then the song titles carry less weirdness than they did before. But I mean, they didn't have the nerve to cover Queen, which is what the Crazy Frog has done, and for that reason, and the sacrilege that it is, I'm going to put in R. Kelly. I mean, that is a 2-2 draw.
Wow,
that is tough, and I didn't find
That's a good
myself.
result.
I feel a bit wrong, but I have to take it on its merits. It's,
you have to
you didn't have to defend it. You felt wrong.
That's
you
very
didn't
true.
have to sit
It's
here
very
defending
true.
it.
It was
music, but
it was a tough fight, lads. I won't deny.
What have I done wrong?
You both put.
I've allowed a sex offender to beat me.
Yeah, I mean, we all need to take a look at ourselves. We might need to run off for a quick shower and make ourselves feel better. But it was an enjoyable discussion.
It was
and none of this might not make the edit.
It turns out we're going to go to our lawyers, see if they allow it, and it may be in.
It's all nice. No, we don't mean it. Oh, that's funny.
Fucking R. Kelly.
Evening Blankers. It's April the 10th. I've just for a bit of fun. Well, it's not fun at all, but I don't know why I did it, but I just thought I'd look at how many days I've been doing these audio diaries. And April the 10th is the 100th day of the year. Did you know that? I didn't know that. So I've been doing this for 100 days. It's really bloody hard, I must admit. But, you know, it's what you do, innit? For the love of the arts, as they say. Sacrifices you make. Anyway, you take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Okay, final part of the podcast, gentlemen. It would be remiss of us not to dip into the post bag to see what the listeners have been sending us. So, let's go straight into some letters and emails. First up, from Arthur Job in Pounding Land. He says, would you like to see bullfighting or pool fighting? Mr. Reynolds.
Or what? Pool fighting?
Yeah. What would you rather see, bullfighting or pool fighting?
What's in...
Men called pool fighting.
Oh, right, okay. I thought you meant like Paul was in snooker.
Oh, no.
Well, it depends what pools are fighting. So, but yeah, it could be a good. Yeah, what's his name?
Do you want to propose two for it? Two for us?
Who's the YouTuber?
Is it Paul's fighting, or is it you replacing the ball with a pole? So the pole is the ball, and then the matador.
So he's still coming at you. You've got the red cape and the sword.
Yeah. So
nominate your pool that is the fight that you would take on.
So
you're the matador.
Yeah,
you got the cape. You got the swords. And what pool is running at you, snorting, ring through his nose? Which pool are you going with?
Paul Hogan.
Paul Hogan from Crocodile Dundee.
That's a great poll.
That has come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that is amazing. Just for a moment, he looked off into the middle distance and I went, he's either forgotten the question or he's forgotten everyone he's ever met called Paul. And he went, no, I'm going to reach in and
great
Paul Hogan.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's not a knife. You'd say as you ran at
Yeah,
him.
he's got that Aussie grit,
Wallop.
and he'll just keep coming for you until he gets you.
So do you think he'd actually take you?
I don't know. I think it'll be a case of stamina. He's a bit older now, so he might hopefully run out before I do. But
Run out
he'll
of
give it a good old fucking
I
go.
reckon so, yeah.
He'll give it a good old fucking go. That's what I tell you.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Are they doing the
shit,
same what they do to bulls though? Because it's quite cruel, isn't it? They're like they'll cut the ligaments in their neck, so they
Yeah,
can't
just
lift
they
up.
start
Yeah,
to-
so
yeah.
is that happening into the bulls?
No, I love old Paul Hogan. We'll never do that to him. So.
No, you can. You're
never
not
get this time,
you're
mate.
not going to eat him as a steak dinner after.
No, we'll shake hands at the end of it and have a barbie.
So you're going to be wearing the matador get up as well.
Oh, God, yeah. It's little garters and all the knickerbockers. Yeah, but you'll do it with a foam sword, so there's no final.
Yeah, we'll have a beer
no final
afterwards.
kill.
Put have a shrimp on the barbie and
There it is.
you know.
I mean, win-win. You've
Yeah,
got an impression
so
out
that's
there as well. What about you, Mr. D? Are you in favour of Bull or Paul?
No, not bull, but definitely Paul. But
Do you see it the same way?
Steve Ball.
Steve Bull.
Steve Bull.
Steve
Oh,
Bull,
that's
yeah.
interesting.
That's a
So it
good
is
one,
still
yeah.
bullfighting, but it's Steve Bull
Steve
of
Bull.
Wolves.
Yeah,
Fine.
it could do. I'd rather fight a Paul, and it would be Paul Daniels.
Oh,
But he'd be-
would you
I've-
like it?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Good man.
But I think it'd be hard. No, harder than you think, because you think you're fighting this guy, middle-aged sort of man, how he was in his prime,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But he's got tricks, isn't he?
Up his sleeve, literally.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So I think it'll be.
And every time he goes like through the cape, he'll disappear.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
And
And
you're
he'd
like,
appear up
where
in
he
the
is.
crowd somewhere,
Yeah.
like waving at you.
Yeah,
Hello,
and then
how
you
did
have
I get up here?
and then you have little Mrs.
he's-
McGee as well, like just on his shoulders or something like that. Whatever.
Do you reckon he ever used to do that with Debbie McGee in the bedroom?
What's that?
Like make his
Wave the cape at
make
her.
his wand disappear.
Disappear.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
he
go
did.
all limp.
Ball cup ball. Oh, no, that was Tommy Keeper.
Yeah,
Yeah. Debbie, what first attracted you to the millionaire Paul Daniels?
yeah, that's brilliant. Isn't it?
Love that. Oh, interesting answers. So Paul
What about
Daniels
you?
or
Do you
Paul
mean
Hogan?
you got a Paul?
I might go with Pull My Pants Down.
Pull my pants down. Oh,
I might
Pull My
go
Pants Down is
with
great.
what was the chap's name?
Paul.
Paul. Was there? You know the acting dynasty, the McCanns. There must have been.
Oh yeah, there was a Paul. Yeah,
Must have been a Paul in
McCann.
there.
I think there was. Yeah,
Was he in with Nail and I? Was that Paul
Yes.
McCann? I'm going to go with Paul McCann.
I don't know. Yeah, it definitely was a Paul though. Paul.
There's a Paul. There's a Joe McCann.
There's about 14 of them, weren't there?
Yeah.
So I took a good shot with
Who was the Doctor Who? Was that not
that's
Paul McCann?
No, that's Dan.
Jeff. Jeff
baked
McCann.
beans in a
Dan, yeah.
McCann.
Dan McCann.
Dan McCann.
Dan McCann.
But yeah, interesting. I like that. That's a good question, Arthur. That you can keep them coming in, my friends. We liked that a lot. Let's move on to a question from Bradminton, and he says, apart from Cocoa Pops, what do sharks eat for breakfast? Richie D, you're our nature lover. What do you think the old sharks munch on for brekkie?
I reckon they love a Pop-Tart.
Ooh,
Because it's quick, it's easy.
yeah.
Put it in the toaster, bang, crunch. I'm out the door. See you, love. Bye.
Do you not
Gonna
think?
gill some people.
Do you not think the toaster is tricky underwater?
Yeah, that's what I
some
was
form of
thinking.
electrocution.
That's why they go to the boat
They
master.
go to the surface.
Yeah.
Get their Pop Tarts for breakfast and then come back.
There's,
come back down.
There's Gary at the top. He's got his boat. He constantly
yeah,
stays in
Gary.
with
Yeah,
his
yeah.
toaster.
Yeah.
And then
Always
they-
on the go.
at the top.
Constantly doing Pop Tarts for sharks.
You're not going to eat me, are you? No, I'm going to eat the Pop Tarts.
Keep the Pop Tarts coming, Gary, you big prick. They all
They
seem
leave
to
them
say.
alone. Yeah, no. So yeah, I think Pop Tarts personally.
Any particular flavour? I was never a fan of the Pop Tart. I've literally just bought them in the last week.
Chocolate Sundae. It's
That
a
is
new
the,
one.
That
yes.
is the one I've just bought.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Maisie's a big fan of
I
anything
still love
American.
apple cinnamon, but I can't find it.
Yeah.
But it's
It's just a lot of sugar first thing in the
Yeah,
morning.
way too
Delicious.
much, yeah.
She can't wait. She's very excited.
Oh wait, I hope she enjoyed it. Frankie
she's
loves them.
very,
Molly
very
likes the
excitable.
strawberries, so there you go.
Nice to have a mix.
There you go.
Mr. Reynolds, what say you?
Well, I was thinking the same thing when he said about the toast. I think that's going to be difficult underwater. So then I was trying to.
You're our health and safety expert.
Yeah, so my brain started to go, right, what would be better underwater for sharks that would absorb the water and be better for them? And I come up with two things that come into my head, which are completely opposite and are
Boiled eggs.
completely wrong. One of them is Tampax. The other one,
Packs for breakfast.
and the other one was
Fills you up. for the day.
and the other one was just rice, something that absorbs the water, and so it's going to be better. But yeah, I'm just thinking, what absorbs the water and gets bigger through that absorption?
You're hoping that a pot of rice is going to absorb the entire ocean.
Well, it won't absorb it all, but it won't
make a dent.
won't shrink. And there's no health, but obviously the tampons is the worst of the option, but it will
in
be
the cereal box. Our Weetabix.
it will be bigger.
Just so I'm clear, Del.
Yeah.
You're hearing Phil talking about a shark eating a tampon for breakfast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But he's not going to get electrocuted.
Where was this kind of argument
I know,
in the last debate?
that wasn't in there at
This
all.
kind of logic.
You got to get a T-shirt with that made up.
What do sharks eat for breakfast? Tampons. Wallop. Are you trying to get a sponsorship deal out of this? Somehow. If you mention it enough,
Wow.
somehow you got sponsored.
You know, Robbie got the Phoenix advert. I know, tampons with Phil with Pip Whitehouse.
Wow. Mate.
Oh, my
I could do a little
really.
song for him.
Oh, Lord above. I mean, I just think they'd want to go for the full English breakfast.
Yeah.
Breakfast?
Breakfast.
My teeth fell out there. Full
Yeah,
English
of course they
breakfast for the old shark. Wallop, done.
There is a lot, yeah.
Eggs over easy. Hammerhead shark, bang.
Yeah, because you can't be messing around
Loves
if you're a
it.
shark with granola or anything like that, can you?
Yeah, nothing to. He's going to wear the teeth down, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah,
I know
great.
they
A
get
good
bruises
shadow.
too.
Again, absorbing. That absorbs a lot of water.
Not as much as tampons.
No.
No, but that'd be a good shout. Granola.
Maybe you should have gone with that rather than the
Are
sanitary.
these out the packet tampons, or are they, like, obviously...
No.
Oh, no.
Well, to be fair,
That'd be,
I was
that'd be
but then
savage,
thinking about it, I get attracted to blood.
Well,
wouldn't
yeah,
I?
of course,
So,
yeah. Is it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh, can I just say now we are
Any
going down a
tampons,
very
will they-
horrific
Yeah, I know.
line of questioning.
Let's move on.
I'm probably going to say, Brad, it was a lovely question. I didn't expect it to go the way it went. I don't think you did either when you wrote in, but thanks for asking. Moving on to Dr. No Genitals from Flatpack Avenue. He says, can you make up the worst possible title, not the best, the worst possible title for a James Bond movie? So we've had such classics as Octopussy, obviously Dr. No.
Yeah.
Now, if any of us come up with, if that question came up and Octopussy didn't exist and one of us said Octopussy,
That would
we'd
be-
go, that is ludicrous.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
you're
right, yeah,
absolutely
it's fair
right.
play.
I'd say Dr. No, there's no limits.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's my start for 10.
I'm going to go for brown finger.
Oh, Goldfinger's got nothing
Yes.
on him. Go to bed, itchy bum, wake up, smelly finger. Brown Finger, nominated by Richie D. I mean, strong.
Bond films now. So we're just switching the old Bond films to
We
new
don't
ones.
Well, so no,
You
what
don't.
we've chosen
You can make
to
up
do
your
that,
completely new one.
but you can go
Yeah,
for
but
the
I like
worst
that.
title.
I like the way you went.
Thanks. I
And now
like the way you work it.
Now I'm stuck
No
because I
diggity.
can't think of one. James Bond film.
Where are we?
Worst Bond film
Oh,
title.
what about Thunderballs? Rather than just Thunderball.
Thunderballs, yeah.
Yeah.
Chunderballs.
Furry balls.
Furry balls.
Furry balls.
That's
There we
nice.
go. James Bond.
Thunderbollock.
Furry balls.
Thunderbollock. Can you imagine? Next on ITV, one for the kids, Thunderbollocks.
Yeah. Furry balls or Thunderbollocks.
That's
Yeah,
quite nice. Yeah, so we've got Doctor No, there's no limits. Fastest I've ever said that. We've got Brown Finger and Furry
Brown
Bollocks.
finger. And Shirley Bassey singing it.
Shirley Ballas. That'd be great.
She's been
dancing
used in
away.
building sites as well.
Shirley Bollocks.
Shirley Ballast. That would be great if celebrities. were
Don't
actually
put me in the cement mixer. You're about now.
Why's Leslie Fuller doing that?
Diamonds are forever. Don't put me in the cement mixer. That's lovely. Oh dear, that's good fun. We're going to think some more of those and possibly post them online. Okay. Butch Dancer from Thailand says, what's the worst thing you can ever do on roller skates naked? It's always an extra little bit with old Butch, isn't there? So he says, the worst thing you can ever do on roller skates, bad enough,
The splits.
naked.
The splits, isn't it? It's got to be.
Got to be?
Yeah.
Got to be the splits.
Especially at our age.
I don't know.
Drag on the floor and they're going to burn.
I mean, to be fair, don't need to do the splits and they're dragging on the floor.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to do the splits, but
Yeah,
if I could.
just a slight squat to do it.
Yeah.
Collecting dust
no,
from the
all
fucking
cuts.
ground.
Yeah, on the pavement.
You don't want to get a
Oh.
splinter in your sack, do you?
That's
That's exactly what they say.
That's-
Never get a splinter in your sack.
So, yeah.
Don't put your daughter on the stage, Mrs. Worthington, and don't get a splinter in your sack.
It's a great number, isn't it, for a musical?
It's not bad, is it? Interesting. So Phil comes up with the splits. Del, what do you think might be the worst thing you can ever do on roller skates naked?
I suppose doing squats on a bed of nails, I think, or
Wow.
something like that.
Took it an extra layer.
Yeah, or or have the guy from Human Centipede behind you.
That would be true, yeah. Go into one of his poetry
And you're on an
recitals.
aeroplane and he's flying, he's getting his pilot to fly upwards, so you're,
So you're
literally
rolling
going
back towards
Yeah,
him. Oh, that's cruel.
Yeah, so I think
cruel,
that'd
yeah.
be
Anything
quite-
on an incline.
Yeah, that would be
dangerous
quite-
business.
What about you, Jim?
I would say cooking chips for the splatter.
Yes. Oh,
Anything involving hot oil.
Ouch.
I mean, the roller skates are just an
was gonna
extra,
say-
that's
extra
good.
bit of worry, aren't
No
they?
point in roller skates. That's just naked.
I mean, but roller skates worse. So you're handling the hot fat. You got the
It
big.
could fall.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're making your way across the kitchen on your roller skates.
Unless you're on your
You
brakes
like,
the whole time.
Fall up. Someone raises the
Oh,
platform as you roll backwards, and then the hot oil's all on me balls.
Are you serving like the cast of Happy Days in the 1950s?
That's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm in some form of diner.
Yeah.
Fonzie's there, just making a jukebox start.
Don't
and there's
roller
me,
girl.
naked
Roller girl with boogie
skating.
nights. He's like Heather Graham.
It's exactly Heggy Graham.
Come on, Jimmy, give me the hot chip.
Heggy Graham.
Peggy
There
Graham.
I am.
Trying
Well,
to pitch you now in just them tight shorts.
wait, just give him a minute. There he is, with a smile on his face. Okay,
beamer.
right. I've got a couple more questions for you, gentlemen, and then I can let you off for good behaviour. Michael J. Foxcrap from Doc Sock Drawer says, like Cher, what would you do if you could turn back time? Simple question. You can go back in time. What the hell do you do? Richie D.
I don't know. What's quite.
Would you do it for good? Would you do something to aid humanity? Or would you do something purely for you?
Think so. Yeah, you'd like to think, but that's quite boring, isn't it? Like an answer wise.
Yeah, it's a bit too worthy. We're not
Yeah.
we're not that way inclined on the pod, are we? Let's be honest.
You would if it really come down to, but for the sake of a podcast answer.
So you get to turn it back twice.
Ooh, okay.
So you do one for good and one for you. One for good and one for wood.
Yeah, again, I like the idea of in actually. This doesn't involve going back in time, but I like the idea of. I'm going like with Phil and his tampons here. I like the idea.
We should all go back in time to that answer and stop him from saying
Now,
it.
you know in Beetlejuice where they haunt the actual they possess the people.
Yeah.
To like sort of like I like to do that to sort of like I don't know the royal family on like
So to make them look a bit foolish and stuff?
yeah,
or-
just say like
How would
yeah,
going
just
back in time do that?
Or do you do it
Well,
back
you go
in
back, maybe
1986?
go back
or-
to maybe go back to I don't know, like a jubilee or a royal wedding or something like that.
Oh, so you're not just going back in time, you're also possessing them.
Yeah, a little
Oh,
bit.
right,
Yeah,
okay.
so yeah, like say, boring wise, it'd save the world or like the West Ham Liverpool Cup final. It's like
Yeah.
that sort of
They're
thing.
the two big ones, aren't they?
Or get loads of money, the usual stuff. Still loads of money.
Stop Mr. Hitler from impregnating his wife, or make West Ham win the FA
or
Cup.
or with a load of sports results book like he does in Back to the Future.
Yeah,
the
that's a
almanac.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to do that.
Yeah,
really.
yeah,
Let's
so that
face it.
sort of
Everyone's
thing,
going to
yeah.
go back making
But then
some
it'd be
rich,
boring, wouldn't it? If you just go back, you've got to shed loads of money in. Well, it'd be fun. Well, I don't know. It'd be fun for a bit, but I think it'd get a bit boring after a while.
Possibly so. What about you, Mr. Reynolds? What do you think?
Ironically, I think bigger than going back in time and killing Hitler. Ironically, let's go back in time and kill Cher. So she doesn't have to sing that song and any other songs, really.
Have you seen the video for that as well? It's a powerful.
Oh, it's that one where she's in that black lycra.
Yeah, on the I think the boat,
Is
isn't
she
it?
on the ship?
Yeah, the ship,
she's
yeah,
sitting
yeah.
astride a
She went through a stage where she's wore them like I don't know, like
cat suits.
Yeah,
But
but you could see everything,
stockings,
didn't you?
wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
She was like, she
She's
must be.
plucked to within an
Is
inch
she,
of her
she
life.
must
but
be in
like-
her 80s now.
She's got to be, isn't she?
Yeah,
she's got to be
she's gotta
pushing
be.
it.
She was like in her 50s then, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
She's had a
yeah.
lot of work done.
Yeah, of course.
absolutely. Her belly button's currently on her forehead, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
pulled that tight.
Wow. Yeah, that's been.
Yeah. I mean, that might be slanderous.
What about you,
but
Jimmy?
let's
What
say
would you
it's
do?
not. What would I do? I think I'd probably try. I'd like to think I'd do something worthy and save something. Or, but what I might actually do is nick the old idea of the World Wide Web off Tim Berners-Lee
Yeah,
and
that's
make
quite
it
good.
purely for smut.
Oh.
What's he doing now?
What's he doing now? 10 to 15 years, I don't know.
What is he doing now?
Sitting back and...
He's got his
looking
own
at what
I
he's
think
cafe.
he's got it perfect, really, because you think he'd done this whole thing, changed the world. He's probably earned shitloads of money, but if he walked down the street, I wouldn't know who
No
he
one
was.
knows.
Yeah.
It's like someone does a a comedy thing where they say, "I'd like to be the drummer from Coldplay," because they split the money 4 ways.
Yeah.
So he's rich as balls, but no one knows what the fuck he looks
Well, it's
like.
like being Dan Brown, the author Dan Brown, isn't it?
Yeah.
He can walk down the road. You wouldn't
Totally.
say,
Anonymity.
Dan. Oh,
Yeah. He's the kind of perfect.
Yeah. That sort of thing, isn't
Rich
it?
and loving it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
like
we
you
go
say, a drummer, like bassist, and occasionally they rise.
Yeah, the
up, don't
hardcore
they?
fans will know him, but apart from that, you're.
Well, occasionally you get more high profile, don't you? Like you get a Tommy Lee, don't you? As a drummer, you get a Keith Moon who just rises.
Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah, Taylor Hawkins. Yeah.
It's
It
true.
just
So I'd like to be an anonymous. So I'd go back in time. I'd either stop Hitler having been born, or I'd
stop.
take over from.
Just stop Mrs. Hitler, like Mr. Hitler. Just
Just chop his knob off.
Yeah.
So you'd kill him.
No, I'd just
kill an
stop
innocent
him.
man.
I'd stop him from having sex with his wife that night because it's only that one chance, isn't it? Or I'd delay him by just enough that a different
delay him. What, as in
a
you
different
pinch
sperm.
Oh, I
got
thought you meant
there.
as in you pinch the top of his penis to stop him ejaculating.
Vinegar strokes.
Maybe I'd do that. I'd pinch the top of Mr. Hitler's penis to stop that particular sperm hitting the egg. That's how selfless I am,
You'd
guys.
suck the chili sauce.
I'd get a glass of ice from the local pub.
A
And
new
I'd
version
chill him
of
down
Back
with
to the
it.
Future, like Jimmy comes
It's
back
a very
and pinches
different-
Mr. Hitler's
That's
dick.
all it is. There you go. And relax.
There's
You're
just
off.
like loads of
That's it.
angry German
The
words.
whole world has changed just in that one selfless act.
like Jimmy J. Fox.
A pinch in time. That would be my life story, autobiography that I'd call it. There you
pinch in
go.
time.
A pinch in time
like it.
saves everyone.
9.
Oh, that's lovely. I was going to ask another question, but that's too damn good to go with. That is your final letters and emails of the decade.
Woo. Hi Blankers, it's Rich from the pod here. I received a letter today from Phil. Let me read it to you. Dear Rich, I've had to go away. I made a resolution to myself and the pod back in the new year, and I believe
I've given a good account of myself over that time with these audio diaries. However, as time's gone on, I've been struggling with ideas for the audio diaries, and I found it extremely tiring with the constant need to have material ready. Now, I love the Blankers more than anything.
and I hope you know the commitment I went through in ensuring that they had the best insight into the world of podding and in trying to show them what we
go through as individuals to put out those episodes. I wish you both the very best, and although I shall miss feeding the Blankers the important information such as the weather,
I feel I need some more me time. I love you all. Stay safe, Blankers.
P.S. I've attached the sourdough instructions in case you want to make some more. Goodbye. And there you have it, Blankers. That is our, some might say, less than comprehensive look back at the 2000s. A lot of fun, gents. What do you reckon? Hell of a decade, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, mate.
Yeah, I enjoyed
great
that.
fun. Great fun.
2000.
bloody
Was
good.
learned a lot.
I've learned more than I thought I would. That's for sure, about many things.
about sharks and
Sharks,
and
yeah.
tampons.
Oh, the
granola.
memories though. I can't really. They weren't very good.
Your memories
My memory.
generally?
Yeah, in
I think both
2000s.
of our memories are
Yeah.
terrible. Thank God we've got Dell with us. Some might say we shouldn't. Those memories. Some of them are frightening, but they've all happened to
frightening.
you, Dell, which is...
Yeah. But
never,
that'll be
never known a man
that'll
who's been
be
stalked so much.
exactly. But that'll be nice to put them to bed because obviously when we
Stalkers.
yeah, it's got nah, John boy.
Do you tuck them all in? Do they all live with you in the sheds?
We all
and
have a
stuff?
little stalkers.
Oh, that's nice.
Stalkers snack.
Little reunion once a year sort of thing. Or-
Yeah, I read them a story, and then sometimes
that's
they
nice.
tell me about who they're going to stalk the next day, and then
Well, sometimes stalkers need love too, don't they?
they do.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
and then sometimes they
That's
get
what we've got to
they know some people down the road that like got stalker potential. And then
Like
they bring
ingratiate
them
them into
here.
the- oh, that's nice.
It's like almost like a masterclass, a stalking masterclass, and then they're cool.
They've
Yeah.
got to have an outlet. That's the thing, isn't
Yeah,
it? They've got
but
to have-
pretty
maybe
much,
they
yeah.
should learn ping pong instead.
I think they should,
Let's
yeah,
suggest
they
that
should.
to them instead. So yeah, it's been a nice little roundup of the decade. A lot of interesting stuff. Loved doing the music and the films and stuff. In fact, to that point, we've prepared a Spotify playlist for the noughties as well as the 90s. So both of the series that we've done thus far, we've kind of collated all of the tunes that we've suggested in our top 3 albums of the year and put them onto a Spotify playlist for you lot so you can have a listen back through. So check those out on Spotify. We'll be releasing those very shortly. And then we're going to come back with season 3.
Yeah,
Which we're going to look at.
just been commissioned,
greenlit by the BBC, and we're going to look at the 80s, right?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Going to go proper
That'll
retro.
be
yes, yeah, looking forward to
Neon,
that.
leg warmers, the
Yeah.
bloody lot. I'll be wearing that every week.
Oh man, yeah, it's great decade.
Go wear my
should
bowers.
be.
Go wear my bowers.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there. So we're going to change up a few format points and stuff, but basically we'll look back at what was happening. We'll still talk movies. We'll still talk music. We'll still talk
shit.
rubbish.
Still, yeah,
That's what we'll do.
That's
have
the
a
main
week.
thing. As long as we still talk shit.
Exactly. So we'll start that in a few weeks' time. So look out for that. There's plenty of stuff that you can look back on in the annals of our history. Listen back to any of your favourite episodes. They're all up online. Check out the Spotify playlist. But until then, shall we sign off, gents?
Yeah.
The old classic, the old bye blankers.
Bye-sy
Thanks
byes.
for joining us.
Yeah.
And we'll see you
in
soon.
the
This is
80s.
the Chocker,
See you in the 80s, dudes.
the Chocker Boys checking out.
The Chocker Boys are checking out. That is going to catch on. Let's get some hats made up.
Remember? Oh,
some
what's
merch.
it? Chocker Block.
Chocker Block, man.
Do you remember Chocker Block?
Who does? No one remembers Chocker Block.
It was an 80s kids program.
Was it really?
Yeah, and he used to say at the end of it, he used to sign out whoever used to drive the Chocker Block car. They go on this Chocker Boy checking out.
Wow.
There you
Well, already a little insight
There
into
you
the
go.
80s for
Yeah.
you, everybody.
Yeah.
But until
More
we
to
see
come.
you, till we see you on the
we
other
still
sides.
record.
Fuck me, I hope not. Let's all say it one more time, though. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
See you. Bye-bye.